Welcome to all of you on this very special occasion. We also want to highlight the many accomplishments of our company through the years, thanks to our very talented employees who have made this possible.
At first we thought starting a little company was an impossible dream, as Marlan already had great expectations of what he wanted to accomplish. We want to give you a glimpse of our newly married lives and how the years unfolded to make Bourns Incorporated what it is today.
Marlan and Rosemary both grew up on farms. Marlan was the only child of Frank and Bernice Bourns. He was born in 1920 on his parents' 40-acre farm 5 miles from the quaint little village of Milford, Michigan, about 60 miles northwest of Detroit. Rosemary was a city girl born in 1925 in Detroit, Michigan. Her parents were Paul and Mary Miller, and she had 2 older brothers, Arthur and Paul Jr. In 1929, they moved to a farm near Milford. Although their childhood farms were only 12 miles apart, Rosemary and Marlan did not meet each other until a few years later. During his life on the farm, Marlan enjoyed reading Popular Mechanics and Mechanics Illustrated, working on projects and building mechanical things. They included a shooting gallery for BB guns, a small working submarine, and 2 small autos adults could ride in. One was electric and one was gasoline-powered. Marlan attended and graduated from the University of Michigan, majoring in physics, taking many engineering classes. He earned membership in the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society and was hired to do research for the university after graduation. Rosemary's parents sold their farm and moved into the village of Milford. Marlan's grandparents' home was near Rosemary's piano teacher's home, and he occasionally saw her walking to her lessons. When Rosemary was in the 11th grade, Marlan called to ask her for their first date. Rosemary graduated from Milford High School. Then she entered the University of Michigan, majoring in education with a minor in anthropology, and graduated in 1947. While Rosemary was attending the University of Michigan, Marlan had been transferred by the University of Michigan to work at the California Institute of Technology. Marlan drove back to Michigan for Rosemary's university graduation, and 3 weeks later, they were married. The newlyweds spent their honeymoon driving to California. Soon after their arrival in California, Marlan and Rosemary launched Bourns Laboratories in Pasadena on a shoestring. Their garage served as the drafting area, research lab, and manufacturing facility for their new company. Their initial products included the first miniature linear motion and vane potentiometers, altimeters, and pressure transducers. These instruments, designed for aerospace applications, had to meet military specifications. Their applications were for flight monitoring and control on several new missiles being developed. From the descriptive sheets Rosemary had typed, they obtained only a few small orders. Then they were overjoyed to obtain a very large $17,000 order while they were at Consolidated Vultee Aircraft Company in San Diego. This was their first big order to make a dream come true.
Our employees came into our home to use our little kitchen stove and refrigerator for hot and cold testing to assure our products met military specifications. I kept the records in our tiny office in the side porch.
Back in those early years, Rosemary and I drove across the United States with our hand-typed product sheets, selling to customers and discovering other products the engineers might need.
By 1949, 8 employees were working in their tiny garage, and it was time to move to bigger quarters. A 20 by 50-foot storefront building was rented nearby in Pasadena. In 1950, the Riverside Chamber of Commerce and other Riverside local business people made several visits to Pasadena, urging the company to relocate in Riverside. The company moved into a rented 8,000 square foot facility in Riverside, which rapidly grew to 25,000 square feet. The worldwide headquarters of Bourns remains in Riverside today. In 1952, Bourns was incorporated. That same year, Marlan designed the first trim pot potentiometer, and the company started producing it.
I stayed home one day because I wasn't feeling well. While at home, I drew and dimensioned a new, radically different adjustment potentiometer, very much smaller than any other available potentiometers. I gave the new product the name Trim Pot now an important registered trademark of our company.
Marlan obtained several patents from the trim pot device in 1953, and he also has 91 patents on various other inventions. The trim pot potentiometer received widespread attention when it was introduced at the ISA, Instrument Society of America, in Cleveland, Ohio in 1952. This product and many variations and miniaturizations of it became a universally accepted electronic component, generating worldwide demand for use in equipment such as instrumentation, radar, communication, and test equipment. The 54-year-old trim pot potentiometer has been one of the company's highest volume and most popular product lines. In the mid-50s, 90% of Bourns' sales were to military and aerospace customers. With the birth of satellites in 1957 and the development of the U.S. space program, Bourns was perfectly positioned to play a crucial role in putting America in the forefront of new technology. In 1959, Bourns Laboratories became Bourns Incorporated. In 1962, a new headquarters and manufacturing facility was built at 1200 Columbia Avenue in Riverside. Other Bourns plants began to appear around the world. In 1968, Bourns' first plant in Mexico, Bourns to Mexico, opened. Today, this plant manufactures a broad range of products, including trim pot potentiometers and industrial sensors and controls. Bourns expanded rapidly between 1962 and 1968 and added a European sales subsidiary, Bourns AG, headquartered in Switzerland, and sales offices and sales reps in several U.S. and European cities.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
For Bourns, the leap into space was a critical test of the company's dedication to quality and reliability. Astronauts' lives depended on the small but vital components manufactured by Bourns. Bourns transducers were used in the astronauts' suits, measuring oxygen and suit pressure. Bourns potentiometers were key components in the landing control on the Lunar Excursionary Module. In total, more than a dozen Bourns products played roles in the Apollo space program, including man's first moon landing in 1969. Even with such spectacular successes as the Apollo program, Bourns realized the need to continue diversifying and to explore non-aerospace uses for the company's electronic devices. In 1980, the company constructed a new trim pot plant near San Jose, Costa Rica. Bourns made Asia a major priority for new business by adding new sales offices in Hong Kong, Singapore, Korea, Taiwan, and Shanghai, China, and manufacturing facilities in Linkou, Taiwan, and Xiamen, China. Over the years, Marlan and Rosemary's children, Gordon, Linda, Anita, and Denise, have taken active roles at the company. In 1994, the Bourns family and the Bourns Foundation were pleased to participate in the dedication of the Marlan and Rosemary Bourns College of Engineering at the University of California, Riverside. The college has become nationally recognized for its Center for Environmental Research and Technology and for its programs in chemical engineering and computer science. Marlan and Rosemary had a simple philosophy: provide unique, high-quality products, responsive service, and exceptional value. In 1954, Marlan made a speech to his employees pointing to a plaque made by Rosemary in which he stressed the importance of quality, delivery, and price, saying that without good quality, no one would buy the company's products.
Our objective is to continue to grow the company by making decisions for the long term. Our focus will remain on developing the capabilities of our people and investing in innovative new products and technologies. By serving our customers with products of exceptional quality and high value, we look forward to continually expanding our worldwide customer base. We thank our employees throughout the company for their commitment to the sound values established early in the history of the company by my father and mother.
Looking back to the early years in our tiny garage, we started with almost nothing, but we'd like every employee to know how pleased we are with the success of our company. We're so proud that through the hard work of so many people, Bourns has grown into a worldwide company with an outstanding reputation.